Hey, what's up YouTube? You're watching Ready Set Drone, and today I have the Skydio 2 and the Mavic Air 2, and we're gonna see which of these two lands more accurately on this board here, so stay tuned. Okay, so if you're not familiar with the Skydio 2, it's had a lot of buzz. This drone has a lot of cameras built onto it and has the ability to do some really amazing tracking and following and avoiding obstacles. The Mavic Air 2 also has the ability to do some tracking, although it has fewer sensors and fewer cameras on it. It's still quite a competitor. But what we're looking at today is how well it can land in the exact same spot where it took off from. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna do a test. We're gonna fly each one 3 times up and out, same distance, same altitude, and then hit return to home and let them land on their own. See how close they come from their takeoff point. And the way we're gonna measure their takeoff point is we're actually gonna draw an outline around them on this white board here, and we're gonna see how closely they come back and land on their takeoff point. Now I'm gonna use 2 different color markers so that we can tell the difference. But what we'll do is do a series of 3 flights with each, and then we'll kind of see how accurate each one landed. So let's start with the Skydio 2 here. I'm gonna set the Mavic Air 2 over here out of the way. And I've already got the controller on, so I'll go ahead and turn the Skydio 2 on. While it is calibrating, I'm gonna take a blue marker and I'm going to draw an outline around this quad so that we can see exactly where it started. So I'm gonna go this is my sound effect for drawing. Okay. It should be really clear where the Skydio took off from each time. That's what the direction it's facing. So I'll set it back there in its little slot. So each time we'll see how closely it lands to that spot. Okay, so I've got it in position. Gonna hit fly now. It says it's starting the autonomy engine. Okay, I'm gonna let it hold here for 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now I'm gonna go up and take it 200 feet in the air. 500 feet away is the goal. So it's 213 feet up. Okay, it's 510 away. Getting a high winds warning. I'm gonna go ahead and hit the return to home button, launch point, and here it comes. All right, now we're gonna try landing. Let's see where it lands. Okay, that was so far away that I can't even draw a little thing, so I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, about 8 feet, 8.5 feet away on number 1. Let's try again and see if it can do a little better. Okay, it says ready to fly. Number 2, we put it back in the same position. The first time we missed, or the drone missed by about 8 feet. To the front of where it started. So let's see if it can do a little better this time. So here we go. Starting the autonomy engine. And hold down the takeoff button. Okay, I'm gonna give it 10 seconds just to kind of get its bearings. gonna go up. Once again, we're going 200 feet in the air and 500 feet away. It's interesting, there seems to be a little bit of a lag from when I let go of the stick to when it actually stops doing what I tell it to do. So like if I push the stick down and then I let go of it, it takes a few seconds before it stops going down. Same thing with up. All right, we are at 205 feet up and 509 feet away. I'm gonna go ahead and hit the home button. This is working off of Wi-Fi, not off of OcuSync or anything like that. So it's definitely not as good of a connection, as clear of a connection between the controller and the drone. All right, it is overhead. It's coming down. Fast. I also wonder if maybe it doesn't want to land because it sees stuff in the way. It sees us in the way. That's why I moved back here this time. Okay, once again, I'd say it's probably, and tape moved out of the way that time too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10 and a half, 11 feet away from where it started. This time we're going to take off, do the same thing, and we're going to both get out of the way and see if it was us being in the way that was causing it problems. Gonna let it just hang out for 10 seconds. Make sure all the satellites are locked in. It's got its bearings. Seems to be holding right over its takeoff point now, so that's good. So, all right, up and out we go. Okay, again, I overshot the height because I let go of the stick and it kept going up. So I'm at 225 or 226. I'm gonna try and drop it down a little bit. All right, 485. 495, 500 feet away, 218 in the air, drop it down to 200. Okay, so that seems good. It's telling me high winds again, which I wouldn't, again, it's breezy, but it doesn't seem that bad. But I will go ahead and hit the home button and say launch point. And then this time, Tate and I will clear ourselves away from the landing area so that it can not be distracted by us. Coming down pretty fast. Okay, it looks like it might do a little better this time. I'll go ahead and hit the land button. Okay. Well, I have to say that was a lot better. Just off the left side. I'm wondering if that was because we were out of the way this time, and we weren't the first two times. Let's do one more with the Skydio, just to see. So it was probably about foot and a half away, I'd say. So let's give it one more shot. All right, we'll give it 10 seconds. Give it some room. Check my battery level. We still have 64% battery, so we should be good. 205 feet up and 503, 505, feet away, 207 feet up, 504 away. It's kind of drifting around a little bit. And we will say, come home. When you let go of the stick, like if you're climbing, going up, you let go of the stick, it keeps climbing for a while. I mean, like another 50 feet. You have to let go of the stick pretty soon before you want it, pretty far before you want it to stop, before it will actually stop. So that's not super precise with this remote control. All right, it's right above us. We're gonna back off away from the landing pad. It's coming down. Looks like it's over to the right. Quite a bit, actually. Now, maybe it's seeing it. And it's hovering. I'm gonna go ahead and hit land. Looks like it's trying to get close. But once again, off the mat. So 3 out of 4 times it was pretty far off, and one time it was about a foot and a half away. So I think that's, you know, we moved out of the way. And again, I get that might have been the issue the first couple of times, that we might have been in the way, but I don't understand why that would be a good solution, because if you're trying to land in a limited, smaller space like a boat or just a small area, and it has to be precise, and it can't get close to you and tries to land, you know, 20 feet away from you, that doesn't make any sense. So let's see what the Mavic Air 2 can do. All right, so the Skydio, we did it 4 times actually. 8 feet, 10 feet, 4, 5 feet, and then a 1.5 feet to the side. In fairness, twice out of those times, we were standing pretty close when it was trying to land, so it might have detected us and tried not to hit us, but we weren't that close. I was back a little further than this, so I felt like it could have landed, but even when we got out of the way, it didn't even land on the board. So now what we're gonna do, we're gonna try the same thing here with the Mavic Air 2, and I'm gonna go ahead and draw its own little square. So we'll get, oh, didn't like me pushing on the button. Don't push on the button while you're doing this. Okay, so draw some props. These aren't very round. Hopefully it'll still fly well. Okay, so there is the takeoff point for the Mavic Air 2. All right, we'll let it sit here for 10 seconds. All right, and here we go, up to 200 feet and out to 500 feet. Now, when you let go of this stick, it stops climbing, which I really appreciate. So I'm right at 199, take it up over 200 a little bit, 201, 200, and whoa, I'm past 500. I'm at 609. So you know what? Just to challenge the Mavic Air 2 a little bit more, we'll do this one at 609. Hit return to home and see what happens. It's coming back. There it is. Same amount of breeziness as we had earlier. It says something here on the screen, hold on. Area under aircraft, unsuitable for landing. That's interesting. I hit OK. I'm gonna just pull the stick straight down. Just putting the throttle straight down. And that's where it landed. I don't know why it thought this area underneath it was unsuitable for landing, unless it thought maybe it was water because it's so bright and it's white. I don't know, that's interesting. But it did return to a hover right above it, and then when I pulled the stick down, landed right on the spot. So let's try it again and see if that was just an anomaly or if it happens again. So you can kind of see that was the front of the drone where it landed the first time. So let's try again. Go ahead and spin it up. And I'm just gonna let it sit for a minute, 10 seconds actually. All right, once again, up and out. Height of 200 feet, distance of 500 feet. Okay, I overshot the distance just a little bit. It's at 560, let me back it up. And I overshot the height a little bit because I'm at 300. So I'm gonna bring it back down to 200. 545 and 200 on the nose. Bring it home. And this time I'll get the camera out of the way. Still very visible to us, especially over those white clouds. It shows up pretty well. Coming down. Just watched it rotate back to its original bearing. Dealing with some wind. Let's see if I get any sort of message about, once again, area under aircraft, unsuitable for landing, control aircraft to land in safe area. Okay, so once again, it doesn't like the spot it took off from, so I'm gonna just bring it down, just straight down with the stick. It doesn't like, okay, caught a little bit of wind on that one, and at the end you could see it just kind of jump over a bit. You can see I also marked on it, oops. So yeah, let's mark on it again. All right, so I think what we need to do this time is let it take off from this spot, and then we'll move the white thing out of the way and put something else in that spot to indicate where that was. So I'm gonna let it take off from this white thing again, the third time. This time I'm going to move the white poster board out of the way when it comes back, but I'll have my pen sitting right there to see if it lands on the pen exactly.
Take off.
Okay, now, while it's hovering, I'm going to take these two pens and I'm going to try to place them. Jake, can you just pull the card out? Right there. All right, so that is a successful landing if it touches those pens. And 200 feet and 500 feet. 200-foot mark height-wise, and we are at the 490, 502 mark distance-wise. All right, bring it home. All right, well, that time it landed, and I'd say it's touching where it originally was. You know, if you had the outline there, but it's a little off, but still pretty good. All right, so there you have it. What did we learn today? First of all, we learned that about the Skydio, that it doesn't seem to be able to land in exactly the same spot that it took off from. It came back, it was close, it was within 10 feet each time, I'd say, but you know, 10 feet is still 10 feet, right? So if you're looking for precision landing, I don't think the Skydio is the one for you, especially if you're in a tight spot where it's gonna see you and not land close because it sees you there. It's one of these kind of catch-22 positions where you want it to land close to you, but maybe you're on a pier, so you can't move off the pier very well. So what you're probably gonna have to do with it is bring it up back close, cancel the return to home, and land it manually. And then the other thing I learned about the Skydio that I really didn't expect was that it does not fly very precisely with the remote control. When you're going up and you let go of the stick, it keeps going up for a long ways before it stops. Or if you're going forward and you let go of the stick, it keeps going forward for a long ways before it stops. It doesn't do that immediate stop that the Mavic does. So that's another thing that I learned that I'm not thrilled about. I know it's operating over Wi-Fi, which is not as good as OcuSync, but still, I've flown drones like the original Mavic Air or the Spark that do stop when you let go of the stick. So that was a really odd thing that I discovered. Now on the Mavic Air 2, I gotta say, it did a great job. The only thing that was weird was it didn't want to land on this white paper. It said this area unsuitable for landing. And I think what it saw was what it thought might have been water. It might have been programmed that if it sees this big reflection coming off of a surface, that's water and don't land on it, is my guess. I don't know that for a fact. I'd be curious if you want to put it in the comments and let me know. But it did land close to the area. Well, it actually hovered over this, and then when I pulled the stick down, it landed pretty much on point each time. And then the third time we moved the white cardboard out of the way and it landed pretty precisely as to where it took off each time. So the point is, its return to home is very, very solid. Thank you to everyone from the last video who commented and told me that I need to hover it above the area and let it sit for a few seconds before I take off in any direction. That was good advice. It seemed to work. Not saying the Skydio's a bad drone, I'm just saying that it doesn't do return to home as well, and it doesn't fly as smoothly and as accurately with the remote as the Mavic Air 2. If you like this video, I hope you'll give it a thumbs up. I'd love to hear your comments below in the comments section. Thanks again for watching Ready Set Drone. We'll see you next time, and fly safe.